It's that time again. That's right. We'd like some feedback from you, the viewers. Couple things I'd like to find out about. Number one, questions for the guys and girls at the Gamers Table. Send them in to thegamerstable@hotmail.com, and we will compile a list of the top 10, 15 or so, and we will answer them on our end of the year, last of the season episode. So that'll come sometime in December. So you got lots of time to send in your question. Questions about anything. We don't care what it is. Send in your questions. The top 10 will make it. You could start a campaign with your friends to get a really stupid question in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? Now, other things we have going on. Coming up, we have our anniversary show that's coming up in October, I believe. Early October. I'll have to check the date. It'll be right here. Bing! And for that one, we want, hey, you remember this from last time? We want your favorite moments. So you have until September 30th. I'll make the date for sure. I think it's September 30th to get in your favorite moment from the Gamers Table. That's all 4 seasons of the Gamers Table, including the Gamers Table Independent Edition, which is wrapping up its 2nd season in December of this year. And we will compile the top 10 of those and show you the top 10 favorite moments as voted by you, and we'll show our favorite moments from the last few years of the shows. And we will draw a couple lucky names, and they will win prize packs from the Gamers Table. That's right. Games and other paraphernalia, buttons, magnets, that sort of thing, sign stuff. It'd be all cool. So you want to do that. So get ready and send in your favorite moment. It means you're going to have to go back probably and watch some of the shows. It's kind of nice if you go back on YouTube to the user FBN Dude. That's the channel for the Gamers Table. Don't ask me to explain why that's the title of it. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and Independent Season 1, all of them are playlists, so you can just click it and you watch all the way through. And what we want you to do is say the show that your favorite moment is in, and roughly the time where that moment appears at. So we look forward to seeing your entries and showing you some interesting stuff. Now there's one more thing coming up. You're not really going to have a lot of interaction in this, but you know it's coming. We do it every year. Our Halloween episode is coming up. What game would you guys like us to do for the Halloween episode? It should be something sort of with a Halloween or a scary kind of theme, instead of a monster type game. You've seen some of the ones we've done in the past. You've seen the kind of shows we've done in the past. So let us know what we can do. Hello and welcome to the Gamers Table. It is Monday, and we are reviewing Zen Garden.
It's not a bad game.
In Rock Garden, you and your fellow players are master gardeners. You are trying to make sure your friends' and clients' desired patterns are reflected in the garden you are creating.
That's the only time I'm ever going to be a master gardener.
You not only play tiles in the garden, but you control some of those tiles with your tokens. As play progresses, you form and reveal various patterns to score points and to help further the completion of the garden. Everything you need is there. It's Mayfair, so they've supplied you with all the bags you need, little baggies to put your parts in. And the rules, there aren't a lot of them, too. For how complex this game feels, there should be more rules than that. So we got a bag of tiles, which you will start with 3. We're going to explain the more advanced game. There's a base game that's 1 sheet long, and they say to play this your first time through, just to get an idea of the feel of the game, but it doesn't have a lot of strategy or anything to it, not a lot of screw you factor, which does come in the main game, so we're just going to deal with that. If you pick this up, play that first. Just to, maybe you'll watch us and you won't need to play that first because you'll be garden masters of your own.
Nah, I recommend playing it first.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
you start by placing one of the wild red ones in the
It's a
center.
real wild tile.
And
Threw 'em off.
that starts your garden. Then everybody will draw 3 random tiles out of the bag of tiles. Now, then they will also take all of the cubes of one color.
Black's not a color.
It's neither is gray, they're shades,
Yes,
but
that's
hey,
right.
that's what they say. There are 4 different types of cubes. Take all of one particular type. Those are your points, of which you have none yet because you have them all in front of you. Now you will take up to 2 actions. There, look at this. I'm looking at a cheat sheet. You can play a tile into the garden.
Oops, I shouldn't do that. England, that's bad.
This way's okay. That way's not.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on how you do it, too.
Yeah.
You don't want it... Oops, sorry. Where were you?
Playing a tile into the garden, and there are different types. There are mountains and forest and stream, etc., represented by the different colors and the different symbols on the front. And the symbols are also located as well as patterns and numbers on the back that all mean things to you. So your first thing is play one into the garden, which is just put one adjacent to anyone that's already there. Mm-hmm. Or the nasty bit, if you happen to have another of this, I can take it and replace the wild with that. I have a wild to use later on. And if somebody is planning to use the wild for their pattern, you just screwed them. Now the other option is play a pattern tile to place a token, which allows you to put one of your cubes onto the garden somewhere, saying this particular token here, this particular tile, I'm going to use that as part of my pattern here at some point.
The pattern on the back.
And the third option is to complete the pattern based on either having all of the symbol or having at least as many tiles as the number shows in the pattern shown by the red things. Claim that. And what you do then is, if you got it with no wild cards, 3 points. If you got it with 1 wild, 2 points. With 2 wilds, 1 point. You take those points out of your pile, put them in the general supply, making that's where everybody's score goes. Now, when you run out of tiles to place and there are no more in the bag to draw, the game ends. Or if somebody runs out of tokens, the little counters, the game ends. Assuming they have at least, and someone has at least 6 in the pool, which obviously if they ran out of tokens, well, no, they could have them all on the tiles being foolish and run out that way. But there has to have somebody with at least 6 tokens in the point pool for the winner. And whoever's got the most in there is the winner. Might not be the guy who ended the game. You might be surprised at who wins. But
You're
that's
doing very well. I don't even know why I'm here.
just to
That's not sarcasm. This is
Just to look pretty.
Joking around, yes. Comic relief.
So that's how you play the game in a nutshell.
You just kept going. It's like, well, he's doing fine. I'm not going to interrupt or nothing. It's
But
like,
then
yeah.
you did.
Well, kind of, yeah.
So
But did you mention what you're allowed to do on a turn?
I did not.
I wasn't paying attention.
wrapping up for Zen Garden. The theme is that you are a master gardener, making a beautiful Zen garden for your clients and making wonderful patterns out of the different... No, you're placing tiles and pushing cubes. The theme is not really there. And as Zen gardens are supposed to be like tranquil and contemplative, this is not that.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
This is, especially the way we play it, it's fairly cutthroat, fairly frustrating, a lot of douchebaggery, a lot of screw you. Mm-hmm. Not very Zen. Easy to play. I'm going to have to go no on this. I mean, the rules are fairly clear. It's just really a complicated game to wrap your head around. Once you get it, how the tiles work and how the patterns work and how the cubes work, you'll have fun with it. I'm not saying you won't. But it does take a little bit to wrap your head around, which is why they have this to teach you first the basics of the tiles before they throw in the cubes, which are going to make things much more difficult for you. But fun to play. Yeah. Like again, this is a kind of a passive aggressive game. It's confrontational without actual direct confrontation. You're sort of just doing things that mess other people around, especially when you see, oh, he's building up the mountains there. He's trying to score 5 points. Well, I'm going to stick a river right in the middle of it. Oh, too bad. Thanks a lot, Chris.
It's kind of like Carcassonne that way, where you just tile laying and you know somebody wants to complete the city or something like that, and you go and slap and down there, just deliberately close it off or something like that. Yeah.
But because of the wild cards and things, you can change it. That tile's maybe not set in stone the way it is in Carcassonne. You're not totally screwed. You could do something about it. Because, you could take this pattern
where the similarity ends there.
And turn it on its side and do it a different way and still get your pattern out. You just got to put a couple more tiles down on there. I give Zen Garden a 6.5.
I was pretty much thinking that same thing. I like it. It's a little complex. There's some douchebaggery into it, and there's a little bit of strategy to it. But really, there's some nice artwork on these tiles. They did a really terrific job on the artwork here. I'm going to mention the artwork. Yes,
it's not all
kind of what I do.
Either.
But yes, I know some of the fish are different. Look at this one. This one's a little bit colored differently, and I'm dropping them now. Oh. Hello, I dropped a tile on the floor, if you remember that. I'm going to move along here. It's put together well. The rule book is pretty good and everything like that. Pretty solid, and the artwork and everything is just terrific on this. I like all the little trees and your fish and everything like that. What else we got on here? I don't know what that is. I guess that's little gardens and bushes and stuff. But anyway, it works for what it is. But for me, it's just not a game I'd see myself playing a lot of. Pattern matching and stuff, tile laying, it's not bad, but it's not for me. It's just not Carcassonne or anything like that. I like those better, but this is certainly different than that. But again, not my cup of tea. So just a 6.5 for me.
So that's it for this episode of The Gamer's Table. Tune in next week-ish, where we review another game.
Because that's what we do.
Remember this now.
Yeah, those last episodes, there was Chris here.
That's one small step for man,